beginning? What do we decide? Okay. Hi, I'm Simon.
I'm Jacob.
We're reviewing Birdman.
How do you feel about Birdman, Simon?
I thought it was good.
Birdman sucks.
Hey, we're conflicting with opinions. Where do I put this? Do I put it over here? I'm gonna set it down right here.
You can put that wherever you would like to put it.
Birdman is about a failed actor who wants to make a play, and he discovers that the real play was in his heart.
Birdman is a movie about Michael Keaton.
That's right.
Being an actor.
Sure.
But in reality, it's a movie about how Alejandro Iñárritu is the only good artist that's ever existed.
Hot take.
And anyone who doesn't make movies that's not him, it fucking sucks.
Hot take, hot take.
Yep.
It's so structured. Okay. Regan Thompson, he's a failed actor who starred in a movie called Birdman. You know what that's like? Batman, Jacob, you guessed it. He is failed. He turned down being the franchise star of Birdman because he's depressed and doesn't know what he wants to do. And so he's like all old and crusty. And so he decides to write and direct his own play on Broadway. His daughter's Emma Stone. She thinks he's old. There's a film critic who hates, theater critic who hates him, and he's like, I'm an artist.
Birdman is a movie about Regan Thompson, a man who was an actor a long time ago, and now he's trying to do a shitty revival play to get his cred back. But sadly, a fucking thing falls on his lead other actor, man.
That's right.
It jumps on his head, so he has to bring in Edward Norton, because he's just a huge dick. And so that happens, there's a lot of tension and drama. Edward Norton does some sexual assaults that are treated like some fun jokes.
It's a punchline.
Yep. There's like weird like lesbians as like revenge story.
That's right.
Where Naomi Watts kisses other girl because she's like mad at Edward Norton.
That's right.
But anyway,
more about this movie.
So Regan Thompson does the stuff. He embarrasses himself. Theater critic is like, as a critic, I hate all movies and only want to support the ones that I think are good. So I'm gonna review your theater play and say it's shitty even if I like it a lot. And then he's like, okay, and then he gets really sad, and then he shoots himself on stage, and the theater critic is like, wow, this is true great art because you like did violence to yourself. That's what American theater needs. He looks like the Birdman now because his nose is all weird because it got reassembled because of the face shooting, and then he falls out a window, and then the world ends.
Birdman is Michael Keaton floats. He's floating. Birdman. It's pretty good. The acting in it is pretty good. I liked the gimmick of making it all look like it was in one take. I thought that was impressive. I thought it was a decent take on like being an artist, I guess. I liked that it's one of Michael Keaton's best performances. I think he's phenomenal in that movie. I don't think you can disagree with that statement. We'll see what you say. I think it has a good score. I think Ed Norton's great in it. I think it's a good story, and I think that it's a good time at the movies.
So.
Yes.
Edward Norton is great. He is the one good thing about the movie. He is very good. Everyone else is mild to terrible.
Michael Keaton's mild to terrible?
Michael Keaton is fine. He's fine in it.
Okay.
Emma Stone is like next level awful to the point where I didn't think she was a good actress for a very long time.
That's sad.
I think she's okay in La La Land, but that scene where she's yelling at him about social media is like so fucking bad.
She did her best with the script.
I mean, like, to be fair, it's a terrible script also. Which
I don't think it's terrible.
Thank you for providing me that point. But she's just like delivering it like this most like I'm 12 talking to my father about how he doesn't understand it, but she's supposed to be like 25. And also, I think that the movie's take about being an artist is that everyone who makes movies is shitty because they all want to make superhero movies. And if you enjoy doing good art, you should get out of movies because they all suck right now. But you can't make any movies because all the critics they're just like one-dimensional caricatures who have nothing about art their entire life.
I agree that Birdman has maybe the worst take, but that is like one scene in the movie.
It's like it's the crux of the film.
No, it's not.
The whole point is, but the whole reason why he's so sad is because he's gonna get the bad review and it doesn't matter. So, and then like
he's just an insecure, depressed person.
The final like lifting moment is like he got the good review from.
But that's not a. But it's just he's like a narcissist and he just wants approval from people. Maybe the real statement is that artists think they hate critics, but really they want their approval.
Have you ever seen anything involving Alejandro Inarritu before? Because I don't think he feels that way. I gotta say something.
Not really.
Andre 3000's Death of the Rapper. The single camera take thing is impressive on a technical level, but does completely nothing for anything, and is completely pointless to the thematic of the story.
It's thematically relevant to the fact that it's about a play.
Very.
I don't know if you've ever known this.
It's the same shit that he did in The Revenant, where it was just like. The Revenant, where
or he's like the narrative of the production is.
The narrative of the production is more important than the narrative of the actual movie.
I think that was like, more the case for The Revenant.
It's more the case for The Revenant, but like this is like a thing about Birdman was like, oh, it's only one take. That's so cool. Which like I don't want to get into like, oh, it's not actually one take because like I don't care about that. Like it doesn't matter.
It's
like they tried to make it one take, which is what's important, but it doesn't mean anything.
Cool.
And it's purely a production trick for the use of like a glossy, like looking nice sort of thing.
It's a cool choice.
And I think it's an artistic direction that he's gone in with The Revenant, which really troubles me. Of like The Revenant is a movie more than about Leo DiCaprio. It's a movie about how
the bear.
It's a movie about how much he endangered his production crew, which I really hate.
I think The Revenant's fine. It's a fine movie, and I think Birdman's fine. I think you're getting too caught up in like that. You think Revenant. You think Inarritu's an asshole just as a person. And you're letting that color your opinion about this movie, which is fine.
Inarritu's like as an auteur, he's like very much treated like a classical auteur by I think modern film critics and film the film culture and industries in general. So I can't separate that from Birdman. And I don't think it's inherently tied to what I feel about his movies because I don't hate The Revenant. But I think that Birdman, it represents this really like awful intersection of all of his like terrible artistic tendencies into making this movie where I don't fucking know. Like that main, like for me, the main takeaway from the film, the main theme is that like art is dead except for the ones that I make because I'm making this movie.
I think that's part of it for sure, but I don't think that's all of the movie. I think there's that component.
But then the other parts are like the weird Edward Norton sexual assault stuff and like which are like objectively bad. Like you cannot defend this.
I'm not here to defend it.
Okay.
Hey, look at me.
I'm not attacking you. I'm talking to the world.
You should make this whole thing one take. That would be so funny.
So I guess I'm just curious, is like your idea of like using like theatrical elements, like not like theater, but like theatrical, like circus elements like that are like stunts.
Sure.
To like help your film
in
a way that like it does help Birdman and it does help Russian art, but it's also like still like a cinema of attractions. You're still doing it for like the
Eisenstein.
Well, I also think that like I can't speak to many movies that are single takes because I haven't seen that many. But if I can speak to like my favorite long takes in the street cinema, which I think speak to like a similar, like it's on a small scale, obviously.
Can I try to guess what they are?
It's gonna be Children of Men. That's what I remember. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Like
you appear in Jacob's clothes.
the long take in Children of Men, I think, is vital to how that movie works.
There are
because
a couple in that movie.
It's not only showing you exactly what's going on in this world and how this like the torment that happens in this like close to
adds
work
to the feeling
is constant and around you.
Fair.
But it also serves to how it works with Clive Owen's character because the point of that movie is that Clive Owen's character is doing nothing.
Right.
And
he's apathetic.
The entire that shot, it's in a car and all this stuff, and it's seeing
with
stuff
Chiwetel
around you without actually doing anything. So I think that like that's like a really like strong thematic idea that long shot is used to accentuate, and I don't think that's true in Birdman.
You're right.
Like that's like a weak excuse.
You're a weak excuse.
And like it's like
my rating for
out of 10.
Birdman or the Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
God, that fucking title
is I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10. You know why, America, I'm giving Birdman a 7 out of 10? It's because I think it's fine. I think the one-take thing looks cool. I think the performances are fine. I think the story is okay. And I enjoyed myself when I watched it. I liked the opening credit sequence was really cool.
This is so much longer than 10
drums,
seconds.
And it's good. Done.
We haven't even talked. I think the score is interesting, but not very good. My rating for Birdman is like a solid 3. Mostly because of Ed Norton, because I think he is like legitimately great. But other than that, I think it's like a toxically. It's a movie that hates everyone who voted for it at the Oscars. That's what I feel about Birdman.
What? Cheers.
Do people say cheers still?
Cheers!
You know where they did say cheers?
Cheers,
In the-
1988 to 1996.
Yeah.
Goodbye, coach.
Goodbye.